They both speak English. They both drive on the left, well, sort of. And they both claim to be the land of opportunity. But when it comes to money, when it comes to the brutal, honest, everyday grind of earning, saving, and building a future, the United States and the United Kingdom live in two very different financial realities. So here's the question. If you had to start your life all over again, no assets, no connections, just your ambition and a suitcase, would you be better off in America or in the UK? Let's begin where all financial stories begin, with making money. In America, opportunity feels endless. You hear about the kid who started a YouTube channel in high school and now makes more than his teachers ever did. Or the single mom who started selling handmade crafts on Etsy and turned it into a six-figure business. The US is filled with these stories because in many cases, they're real. The culture celebrates ambition, encourages risk, even glorifies failure because failure means you tried. And if you keep trying, you might just win. Software engineers pulling $200,000 in California. TikTok influencers making millions from brand deals. Tradespeople earning six figures without a college degree. In America, your job title doesn't always define your income. Your hustle does. That's the beauty and the chaos of it. Now let's land in the UK. The streets are quieter. The headlines less flashy. In London, sure, you'll find finance pros earning well. But overall, the average salary is more grounded, about £43,000. In the north or in smaller towns, that number drops significantly. The UK believes in structure, hierarchy, pacing yourself. You move up through loyalty, time, and performance. Risk is often seen as reckless. Stability is the virtue here. The goal isn't to explode onto the scene, it's to quietly, methodically build a life. So ask yourself, do you want the chaotic energy of possibility? Or the calm path of predictability? In America, the tax system is a game. Complex, confusing, but full of possibilities. Got a home office? Write it off. Started a side hustle? Deduct those expenses. The wealthy don't just avoid taxes. They legally dance around them, with teams of experts showing them how. It's unfair, yes. But it's also available to some degree for anyone willing to learn the rules. But here's the kicker. Not all Americans take advantage of it. Most don't. They work 9 to 5s, get taxed through payroll, and never realize they're playing checkers in a chess game. The UK, in contrast, keeps it simpler. Fewer deductions, fewer loopholes. What you earn is more directly tied to what you pay. Once your income crosses £50,000, 40% of it goes to the government. Add national insurance and VAT and your paycheck feels light before you even touch it. But here's a twist. In the US, you can move to a state with no income tax. Florida, Texas, Nevada. You keep more of your money. In the UK, tax is uniform, no matter where you live. So what do you prefer? The opportunity to outsmart the system, or the comfort of knowing the rules are the same for everyone? Let's talk about what it costs to simply exist. In America, it's all about geography. New York and San Francisco, sky-high rent. But move to Ohio or Georgia, and suddenly you're living in a 3-bedroom house with a backyard for the cost of a London studio flat. Groceries? Reasonable. Gas? Cheap. Car culture? Everywhere. But healthcare? That's where the bills hit. A broken bone could set you back thousands, even with insurance. In the UK, rent is still steep, especially in London. But cities like Leeds, Manchester, and Bristol offer relief. Grocery prices have climbed, petrol is painful. But public transport is reliable and walking is often enough. And then there's healthcare. It's free. You don't plan financially for emergencies. You don't fear getting sick. That mental freedom is worth something, even if it means waiting longer for care. So here's the real question. Do you want more stuff with more stress, or a bit less stuff with a little more peace? In the US, investing is everywhere. It's culture. It's normal to talk about index funds over dinner, to buy stocks on your phone, to flip a property while holding a day job. There are tools. 401ks with employer matches, Roth IRAs with tax-free growth, apps like Robinhood, Acorns, and Betterment for total beginners. Real estate? Accessible in many states. Start with 1 rental property, scale to 10. Retire early? Possible. In the UK, investing exists, but it's quieter. Stocks and shares, ESAs, are tax-efficient, but underused. Lifetime ISAs help first-time buyers. Pensions are solid, but investing beyond them is cautious, even rare. Why? Because British culture favors preservation over speculation. It's more save and protect than risk and grow. So what do you want? The firepower to build fast? Or the shelter to sleep well? Let's talk about the money itself. The British pound is stronger. £1 often buys $1.25 or more. But don't be fooled. Stronger doesn't mean better. A stronger pound doesn't mean groceries are cheaper. In fact, they're often more expensive. Same goes for fuel, electronics, eating out. The US dollar, weaker on paper, stretches further. More buying power for the average person. And globally, the dollar is king. It's the world's reserve currency, the default for oil, gold, and international trade. The pound? Reliable, but shaken by Brexit and political changes. More volatile in recent years. So if you earn and spend in your home country, you might not notice. But if you think globally, if you travel, invest, or run a business, the dollar gives you more leverage. What happens when the paychecks stop? In America, retirement is a DIY project. You build your future with 401ks, Roth IRAs, brokerage accounts. You decide how much to save, where to invest, when to cash out. If you're smart and lucky, you can retire early. Travel, invest, live freely. But if you're not, you could be working at 70. And Social Security? It helps, but it's not enough on its own. Healthcare and retirement? You'll need Medicare, but it doesn't cover everything. Expect deductibles, premiums, and out-of-pocket costs. Now shift to the UK. The pension system is less flashy, but more stable. You're auto-enrolled by your employer. You get a state pension when you hit the age. Modest, but reliable. And here's the kicker. Healthcare is still free. That means your retirement budget doesn't get drained by prescriptions, surgery, or long-term care. So ask yourself, do you want to chase a high ceiling with no floor? Or live under a roof that's maybe not tall but doesn't leak? Let's get real. What happens when life hits hard? In the US, a car accident, a diagnosis, or a job loss can shatter everything. Even with insurance, medical bills add up fast. Lose your job, lose your health coverage. Now you're vulnerable, physically and financially. In the UK, it's different. The NHS may be stretched thin, but it's there. Universal, free, available. Lose your job, you still see a doctor. You still get medication. You still keep your dignity. Safety nets in the UK aren't luxurious, but they're woven into the system. Housing help, job seekers allowance, child benefits. In the US, support exists, but it's fragmented. You might qualify, you might not. And even when you do, it might not be enough. Debt in America is everywhere. It's normal, expected, encouraged. Buy now, pay later. Credit cards with 5-figure limits. Student loans bigger than a house deposit. Even your phone comes with a payment plan. But all that freedom, it comes with a leash. High interest, penalties, pressure. In the UK, debt exists, but the tone is different. Student loans are income-based and forgiven after 30 years. Credit cards are used, but not glorified. And culturally, debt still carries a shadow of shame. America gives you the rope to build or to hang yourself. The UK gives you a smaller rope, but tighter guardrails. Zoom out. What's the overall lifestyle? In the US, things are big. Big homes, big cars, big portions, but also big gaps. A mansion in one suburb, a tent city 5 miles away. Public schools, hit or miss. Healthcare, pricey. Safety? Depends on your zip code. In the UK, things are smaller. Homes, fridges, cars, but public services, more consistent. Even in a small town, you'll find a doctor, a train, a functioning school. It's a question of extremes versus consistency. The American dream can be thrilling, but unstable. The British system might feel restrained, but it's steadier. The US is a rocket ship. Fast, loud, unpredictable. You could hit the moon or burn on re-entry. The UK is a train. Slower, calmer, more reliable. It may not get you there as fast, but it rarely crashes. So who wins? Neither, and both. Because in the end, it's about you. Your values, your risks, your dreams. Do you want explosive growth or quiet progress? Do you want the thrill of freedom or the peace of stability? Because money doesn't just buy things. It buys freedom. It buys time. It shapes your life. So ask yourself, where would you build yours? Subscribe to the Money Manual and take control of your financial future.